Haruhi movie. I have finally made it. I have delayed and I have delayed. One, because this is going to take me a long time. Two, because I need a full day to do that because it's going to take me a long time. Three, because it's going to take me a long time and I'm not good at just sitting here and doing this stuff. But we are here. We have made it. I'm going to keep this intro a little bit short because we got a long journey to get through. We've made it to the end. We have found ourselves at the disappearance. What that means, I don't know. I'm assuming some sort of supernatural-esque thing occurs and either Haruhi or probably Haruhi herself disappears, whether that means that we go an entire movie basically without her and we're doing things in order to kind of get her to reappear, or we're doing something in the sense of like Kyon can see her and other people can't. And they got to kind of figure out and solve something along those lines. I don't know. There's plenty of questions in that regard. What it's going to be, if that even means anything, or it's just like I don't know. I've questions. We're going to get into them and let the movie play out. My assumption is this is an entire volume probably of the novel. It might be two. I don't know. But an arc in itself, which would fall perfectly in line with where we have like Endless 8 or the Melancholy arc or anything along those lines. And each of those were 6 and 8 episodes respectively. So they're each roughly 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of content, which puts us perfectly in line with what this is. So my guess is it basically just follows a similar pattern to that, but puts it all within movie format. Probably chronologically, if it just follows directly after where we're at. So winter time would be my guess. So maybe we get my Christmas wish that I had of wanting, having some Christmas time together at the club or Haruhi or any of that. So maybe that's involved in some sort of way here. That's all I really got for you. I really appreciate all the support on the series up to this point. Here we are now for the movie. This is our conclusion. No, I am not watching whatever the side story spin-off other studio thing that the other people did at some point. This is KyoAni slot. This is KyoAni Friday. We are not changing that just to fall in line with what else there is for content. At some point down the line, potentially, if there's more Haruhi and things that come out in the future and it's not done by KyoAni, potentially. But for as of now in the foreseeable future, at least until we finish all the Haruhi stuff, no, not happening. So I just want to get that out the way. So some of you are aware who might ask that. Expectations are high. They can't be really much higher. I've not heard anybody ever say anything bad about the movie itself. So expectations are high. Are they high enough that it's going to be 10 out of 10? Probably not. They still fall in line with my general feelings of like where I think the series is at and the types of risks and things that I think KyoAni is only capable of doing. Will probably apply also to what they decide to put into movie format. I also don't know if I've really seen a film by KyoAni except for the year 2 film of Sound Euphonium that wasn't that good. Besides that, I think every other film I've seen by them has been really good. So we'll have to let that play out. So I'm also expecting something great because of that. I'm hoping it's nothing that's too hard where my brain's going to be like, what the hell is happening this whole time? Because remembering something that happened 2 hours ago at the end is going to be a nightmare for me. And I'm not good at that as my attention span sucks. So we're hoping that it's not that, but it probably will be, and then you guys can get on me about not remembering things or getting things wrong. I'm going to try my hardest to have a proper discussion at the end of this. It may be a little bit difficult. I might need to take a break or come back another day to do so. If that happens, you'll clearly see in the background and everything adjusting it being different. If that doesn't happen, I'll also be here. I also potentially may edit it to rewatch it and then do a discussion, but I probably won't. I've never done that. So I don't think so. The only time I've ever taken a break like that was the Evangelion, so I don't think, unless this is similar in terms of my brain not working properly, we might need that as well. 2 hours and 40 minutes, a nightmare to get through. We are here for it, though. Thank you once again for all of the support up to this point. Check out the Patreon for early access and timers on more things. Haruhi is over. We are going to start, I don't know. I was thinking city, but I'm probably going to I might post a poll. I don't really know yet what the plan is of a few other ones. We have to fit 12 to 13 like episodes, probably a little more. I think we have like 16-ish weeks between now and probably when Sparks is going to start in July. So we're going to have to fill that gap with something else that's KyoAni. So I can't do like Lucky Star or something because that's going to take longer unless I do multiple episodes per one, and I don't really want to do that just yet. So we have an option. We have like 3 or 4 different options of things that we can watch. So I might do a poll for it. I might not. We might just do city. I don't know. I got to figure a bunch of this stuff out. But check out, I guess, the Patreon and the post tabs on my channel for more info about what that is going to be and if anything else is running. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for our discussion. Leave any comments about this movie, this series, anything KyoAni related, or anything else that you want to see on the channel at some other point, whether it's in this spot or a different slot. Let's get going with the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. No, like, pre-movie things. Really awesome shot. My favorite. My favorite. No, the cat. Mom. Glad he's just in the family. Winter. Ah. Is it a winter break, or is the day just over? Yeah, it's never gradual. it just dies out. One day it's like 40 degrees, the next day it's 4 and it's snowing. I hate it. So much. So lively already. Does the person who just walked into that room not look identical to not gonna remember her name, girl from Beyond the Boundary? Am I bugging? At least the hair color and she had the glasses. Look at her. Is that not her? I know this came before, so it isn't, but... Yeah, I'm the opposite. I don't like any of the seasons. Spring's pretty cool. Spring's cool. Christmas Eve. I like everybody's coats. I wonder if Haruhi still got her a white one. Root of all evil in the universe in your life. But we love her. Yes, we. Yeah, no need to worry about people changing or anything, right? She not here? No way. What's up, Yuki? Still got the coat. The ability they've already showcasing to play with in space so far has been so good. Whoa. And then they do that, right? I like when we use intros, whether it's TV series or movies, to progress like time and things happening while still having the music. Doesn't matter if we did, you're gonna cancel them. Just make you feel more included. Got it, so you're doing this. A girlfriend. He's on duty. This is great. No way Yuki has anything planned either. Right now. Nice and easy. Are we having a club party? SOS. Yeah. Let's go. This is all I wanted. I was hoping for this at the end of the series.
いつもながら勝手に話を進めるやつだ。とはいえ、一応全員の予定を聞いたあたり進歩と言えなくもない。
That is true. That's the difference. Party planning committee commence. I love her energy. I need somebody with this kind of energy in my life to like get me excited about holidays and like days that I just could care less about, to be honest. Nice. Yay. Yeah, throw in your party hats and your Christmas sets. Looking good, Yuki. Answering your own question. Doesn't matter, we can see it. A new outfit, let's go. Wouldn't be a movie without one of these. All part of the job. Like nightmares? Yeah. We're about to get consumed at this party, aren't we? Something's gonna happen there. You gotta keep her up while we're there. Influencing those around them. Or her. It's a great album. They too. I don't know. I don't like waking up like this. I don't like that. I don't want to keep doing that. I'm gonna have flashbacks. And I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to go back to the endless 8. Let's not. It's not like you got a date, dude. What are those plans? Congratulations. Yeah, that's gonna fall through. Sorry for not believing you, but that's gonna fall through. So she goes to a different school. Yeah, very likely, buddy. Well done. Gonna break the rules a little bit. You're so dramatic. So extra.
動かして素敵な飾り付けで気分を盛り上げるの。絶対にパーティーを成功させるわよ。
Fine, fine. The Family Mart. No weird name for it or anything?
プロローグにしては長すぎるな。しかし以上のことは本当にプロローグに過ぎなかった。本題はここから。
Thanks.
翌日から始まる。
Thank you for letting me
本当
know.
は今日の晩には始まっていたのかもしれないが、そこんとかどうでもいい。
The night of the 17th or the day of the 18th. We'll keep that in mind.
俺を絶望という名の暗い海へ、恐怖という名の奈落の底へ突き落とすことが起きたのだ。あらかじめ言っておく。それは俺にはちっとも笑えないことだった。
Uh-oh. Can I laugh about it? As long as it's not the 16th again here. Ah, son of a bitch, it is. Why the fuck are we doing this again? Unless that's just her daily routine. Trying to think what would affect Haruhi, though. Because everything was going well. We're participating. We're planning. Haven't even gotten to the day. So what would flare something up? Who are you? Is it? Oh, he's just sick. I was going to say you look old as hell. The worst. Yeah. Hits you like a truck.
イブの予定を嬉しそうに語ってただろうが。ま、デートまでには直せよ。こんなチャンスめったに到来しないんだから。デート？何のことだ？俺はイブに予定なんかねえぞ。紅葉園女子の彼女はどうしたんだ？ひょっとして昨日の晩にでも振られたか？はあ？キョン、お前マジで何言ってんだ？そんなもん俺は知らねえぞ。
Either it hasn't happened yet or some shit just changed.
そうか。どうやら本当にデートがご破産になったようだ。威勢のいいことを言ってたって。
I don't even want to talk about it.
部室？パーティー？初耳だぞ。
ああ、そうかい。つまりあれか。何を言っても耳を素通りするくらいショックなのか。
Yeah, if you want to believe that. I don't think that's the case, but if you want to believe that. Everything's so, like, sad.
驚いたことに、いつの間にか1年
Right.
には風邪が蔓延しているようだった。
What the hell's going on?
口も昇降口から保健室へ直行し、そのまま教室に来ていない。
Somebody's not behind you either.
俺の真後ろの席が1時間目が始まっても空席のまま取り残されていることだ。なんとまあ、春日まで病欠してんのか。
Even Haruhi gets sick.
風邪なら1週間前から流行の兆しを見せていたよ。
Oh, brother.
インフルエンザじゃないみたいだけど、かえってそっちの方が良かったかもね。今日は気がつかなかった？
全く気づかなかった。
No, everything was good the past few days. Very lively and vibrant.
国木だ。すまんが、谷口がしんどそうにしているのは今日からだと思うんだが。
そんなことないよ。
Haven't you been paying attention at all?
昨日の体育だって見学してたしさ。どうしたの今日？食べないの？
Go talk to the people who might know.
俺は一体
Go talk to the people who might know. I got questions.
全人類が困るようなことがまた発生しようとしている前兆ではないだろうな。
Imagine if some threat that's not even her.
勘でわからなかったのは困るのは誰かってところだ。春日を除く全人類ではなく、この事態が発生しているのに気づいて困ったのは意外にもたった一人だけだった。言うまでもない。俺だ。俺だけが困惑の中で立ち尽くし、呆然としたまま。
Well, everyone else just carried on like normal. Is she normal? Is she normal? Oh, oh, oh. Yo. I had to stand up so I could fall back.
どうしたの？変な顔して。それとも私の顔になんかついてる？
おい、
何？
どうしてお前がここにいる？
どういうこと？
私がここにいたらおかしいかしら。それとも私の風が長引けばよかったっていう意味？
風なんかどうでもいい。そういうことじゃなくて。
今日本当に変だよ。さっきから今日の言ってること。
It's gotta be the worst. Everyone else tells you you're wrong or you're the weird one.
なんとも思わないのか。こいつが誰だかお前も知ってるだろ。ここにいるはずのないやつじゃねえか。
いるはずのないってどういうこと？ずっと同じクラスじゃん。
忘れやしないさ。俺を殺そうとしたやつの顔だぞ。
わかったわ。お弁当を食べながらうたた寝してたんでしょう。悪い夢でも見たんじゃない？顔洗ってきたらハンカチ貸してあげよっか。
いらん。なぜお前が春日の席にカバンを置くんだ。ここはお前の席じゃない。
On whose seat?
ハルヒって誰のこと？
はあ？
聞いたことないな。
春日は春日だ。
I was getting excited for Christmas.
お前ら、鈴宮春日を忘れたのか。
So we can utilize this as a way to show off the world or his world as like lifeless and kind of dull and sad and sick and everything else in it without her within it.
クラス名簿を出して。
うん、いいよ。
Don't go touching her stuff. So now if we go find like Yuki and everybody though, they might not even be here. Because without her, what the purpose would be, unless they're just normal.
頬をつねってくれ。目を覚ましたい。
いいの？
いいから。
Imagine if Yuki is like very talkative and a normal person.
おい、鈴宮春日を知ってるだろ。
Gotta find someone who knows. No, is she not existent at all? Or is she just forgotten from them?
わかんないよ。
あの席は鈴宮春日の席だな。あそこは朝倉さんの席だよ。なんだその目は。やめろ。やめろ。やめろ。
保健室に。
Of all people, you don't touch me.
春日がいなくなる。誰も覚えていない。そんなわけあるか。この世界はあいつを中心に回っているんじゃなかったのか。宇宙規模の要注意人物。それがあいつじゃなかったのか。
We've been led to believe. Right, these are the people we gotta go talk to.
そうだ、小泉。
Is it all of them though?
9組はどこに行った？
Special created.
小泉どころか。
Uh.
そんな人間丸ごといなくなったっていうのか。何なんだ。何が起こってるんだ。おい君。
You're running around making a whole lot of noise.
いるはずのない奴がいて、いなければいけない奴がいない。俺が狂ったのでなければ、ついに世界が狂ったのだ。誰がそれをした？春日、お前か。
Where did it stem from? So lifeless. You're the freak now. Everyone's gonna look at you like that. She exists.
朝比奈さん、春日がいないんですよ。小泉なんか漂流教室になっちゃってます。長戸はまだ確認してませんが、朝倉がいて。
But she's normal.
あなたは俺の朝比奈さんですよね。ね、そうですよね。
Yeah.
あなたは未来から来た朝比奈さんですよね。
未来って何のことでしょう。話してください。
So she's established as already. Yeah.
いきなりはダメだよ。うちのミクルが好き。
A little forward, don't you think?
です鶴屋さん。
あれ？私を知ってんの？
まさかそんな。
僕ちはどなたかな。どっかで会ったことあったっけ？ミクルの知り合いかい？知らない人です。
I'd love for him to have a different name. But he knew the names. Ah, brother.
この人が俺の知っている朝比奈さんかどうか確かめる方法。
You can't just do that. You can't just do that.
あなたの胸の
No, you can't just
ほくろがあるはずです。それを見せてもらえませんか。
a funny punch.
ねえ少年、あんまり追い出しちゃダメにょろよ。ミクロ
Ah,
今度なんかしたら
it'll be you, yeah.
ついちゃうから。
打ち切り終了だ。
The club. She was a member before, right?
いてくれたか。なぜメガネをかけている。なぜそんな顔をする。お前は俺を知っているか。
No.
知っている。
Expand? Expand? I don't know in the right way.
お前は人間ではなく宇宙人に作られた生体
It's a crazy thing to just tell someone.
魔法みたいな力を使って俺たちを助けてくれた。それが俺の知っているお前だ。違ったか。
ごめんなさい。
なぜ謝る。どうして長門がこんなセリフを吐く。
あなたが5組の生徒であるのは知っている。
That's about it.
時折見かけたから。でもそれ以上のことを私は知らない。私はここでは初めてあなたと会話する。
ってことはお前は宇宙人じゃないのか。
宇宙人？
鈴宮春日と
His fascination and like being so weird with all this stuff too is turning him into Haruhi. Right? The vision that everybody else has of her.
なあ、1万5000回夏休みを繰り返しても覚えていたじゃないか。朝倉はお前の同類なんだろう。何の企みだ。お前なら説明できるはずだ。
Brother, you gotta
これまでもいいだったろう。すまなかった。乱暴するつもりはないんだ。確認したいことがあっただけで。ゲームオーバーだ。もしこれが何者かの精神攻撃ならそれはまんまと成功している。褒めてやるぜ。春日か。情報統合思念体か。見えざる新たな世界の敵か。いや違う。このパソコンこれだけが
Right, I noticed that the computer was there.
もともとの文芸部にはなく春日が持ち込んだものでもない。
Wait, it literally was the second episode.
長門、それちょっといじらせてもらっていいか。
Find something on there. It's gonna have like all the Asahina pictures and all the game and everything that we play. The movie. Windows 95. Wow.
いくつかのファイルを移動したり削除しているようだ。あまり人に見せたくないものがあるのだろう。気持ちはわかる。俺だって
Right, can't let other people know you had that.
見られたくない。
What freaky shit you got on there, Yuki.
SOS 団に関するファイルは見つからなかった。
Ugh.
した朝比奈さん画像集もだ。 SOS 団のウェブサイトにもアクセスできない。春日がここにいたという証拠はどこにもない。春日と俺が閉鎖空間に囚われてしまった時に出現した
Right, why is it?
長門のヒントメッセージが表示されるんじゃないか。そう思ったんだが。
Why is it here?
待って。よかったら持って行って。
Aww. Wants him to join. Aww.
一体あいつはどこにいる。俺だけをこんなところにほっぽり出しておいて、あのアホはどこでのうのうと生活しているんだ。
I can't think of any like spot that we had or she had.
なんで俺があいつの姿を探さなくちゃいけないんだ。
Got the cat. Role playing.
日を覚えているか。朝比奈さんでも長門でも小泉でもいい。
知らない。
この猫はいつからここにいるんだ。誰が連れてきた。
先月キョン君がもらってきたよ。外国に行っちゃう友達からもらったんだよね。ねえ、シャン。
A friend that transferred overseas. As in, like, came over here or left? Yeah, can he speak? And I don't get to be involved in this? Start listening to that. Everybody else has figured that part out too. Start speaking.
お前に絶対喋るなと言った。だがそれはもういい。むしろ喋ってくれた方が今の俺は安心する。だからな、三味線。なんか喋れ。何でもいい。哲学ネタでも。
Oh, wise cat, please speak.
わかりやすくなくてもいい。喋ってくれ。の言っていることがわかるか。喋ることは
Not once.
ヒアリングはできるとか、そんなんか。だったら、イエスの場合は右前足を、ノーの場合は左前足を出してくれ。だろうな。一つ。
Alright.
ここは猫が喋るような世界ではない。変だったのは、三味線が口を聞いていた時の方で。
So him and the cat, or the computer and the cat could still make sense. Because there's still elements that are brought in regardless. Even if she's the one who was responsible for it. And then we can cloud our minds with like new excuses or reasons for it. And then she's here because we don't have an incident that forces her to leave. Yuki forcing her. Might be the one we need to turn to.
お前は俺を殺そうと思ったことはないか。
やっぱり早めに病院に行った方がいいわよ。手遅れにならないうちにね。
こういう例えはどうだろう。とあるところにとても不幸な人がいたとする。が、ふと目を覚ますと世の中が一変していたとしよう。そこはまさにユートピアと言っても言葉が足りないほどの素晴らしい世界で、もはやどんな不幸も身に降りかかることはない。一夜にしてそいつは地獄から天国へ連れてこられたのだ。だがそこに本人の意志は介在しない。そいつを連れ去ったのはそいつの知らない誰かであり、その正体は
It's a cute way of describing it though.
がなぜそんなことをしたのかは分からず、そしてずっと誰にも分からないまま。
Weighing on the mind.
さてこの場合、そいつは喜ぶべきだろうか。これまでの俺は春日にまつわる変な出来事に神経を左右されていた。だがそれは現在の俺にとってはもはや無縁のものらしい。ここには春日はおらず、小泉もおらず。
Still molded who you are in the situation though.
タイムトラベルも超能力もなしだ。ましてや猫が
How boring that life has become, right?
普通の世界である。春日のいたこれまでと春日が消えたこの今と、どっちがより喜ばしい状態なのだろう。
You'd be led to believe
幸せなのか。
with her, but at the same time, your general confusion right now is the thing that's fully causing your unhappiness in the situation you're in. If you were to have answers or not know any of that, it would probably be different.
いつだって俺は授業が引けると SOS 団へ向かい、朝比奈さんのお茶を飲み
It gave you things to do too, though.
ながら、春日の上事のようなトークに耳を傾けていた。この世界でも文芸部には他に部員がいないようだし、人数集めの一環だろうか。
Why aren't you running diagonally through the hallway? Don't assault me. Oh, brother. I'm going. Yeah.
早く朝比奈さんの入れてくれるお茶を飲める日常が来てほしいぜ。
Miss your friends.
これは借りたもの。私立図書館から。
Have to do the full lap. Getting his steps in today.
なあ、小説自分で書いたりはしないのか。もしや昨日隠したデータはこいつが書いた小説だったのだろうか。
That'd be a smart thing, yeah.
SF だろうか、まさか恋愛ものではないだろうな。
It was a story that was exactly the world before with Haruhi. Jammed in there. Explain.
これを書いたのはお前か。プログラム起動条件、鍵を揃えよう。最終期限2日後。お前がこれを書いたのか。
私の字に似ている。でも知らない。書いた覚えがない。
そうか。
Finding your hint directly in something like this is insane to me.
中戸。やはりメッセージを残してくれてたか。これはお前からのプレゼントでいいんだよな。
Knew of a possibility.
それでいいんだよな。プログラム、条件、鍵。
2 days from when it happens, because this is the end of day 2.
19日だ。今この瞬間から2日後でいいのか。それとも世界がおかしく。
Right, that's what I need to know.
だとしたら最悪の場合、期限は明日ということになる。
2 days from, because full 2 days would 48 hours would be tonight.
プログラムとやらを起動させるには鍵とやらが必要らしい。でも鍵ってなんだ。揃えたとしてどこへ持っていけば景品と交換してくれるんだ。
If they're in something from throughout the series that we have to track back to, I'm not gonna have a clue. I'm not gonna remember.
鍵っつっても漠然としすぎている。
Yeah.
おそらくは世上に使うやつではなく、キーワードとかキーパーソンのキーなのだろうが、それにしても範囲が広すぎる。アイテムなのかセリフなのか、持ち運びができるのか。
I don't think it would be in a book.
その程度の情報もオプションサービスで付け加えてほしかったぜ、長戸。
Send you a little scavenger hunt.
こちらの長戸は極度のテレショーなのか、それとも人に注目されることに慣れていないだけ。
Probably both, yeah.
このまま文芸部に入部して春日のいない世界を楽しむのも悪くないかもしれないな。なんてな。まだ投げ出すわけにはいかない。春日の手製
Can't just give up on the task in front of me.
さんともまだまぶたに焼き付けている。今日は帰るよ。
We got a party to get to.
ひょっとして俺が言い出すのを待ってたのか。
This is so weird. Seeing this side of her. Just the silent walk home, too.
こういったシチュエーションはあまり記憶にないな。いや、お前一人暮らしだっけ。なぜ知っているのかと思ってるんだろうな。実はお前の部屋には何度も行ったことがある
Your empty apartment. I got one you can have.
どこへ。
私の部屋。
Why? Why, Yuki? Why? I wonder if it's still empty. I feel like it would be fitting regardless to me. So big for one person. Got a TV. Nice.
部屋のレイアウトも少し変わってるようだ。長戸、この部屋見せてもらっていいか。
A full tour.
ちょっと失礼する。
Empty. She's not hiding in it. Gotta check all the check all the boxes off, you know?
私は
Aw.
作ってくれた。
覚えてるとも。第1回 SOS 団不思議探しツアー。そうでもしないとお前は本棚の前から動こうとしなかったからな。だがそのことをこの長門は知らないはずだ。
一人で困っていたら声をかけてくれた人がいた。そして私の代わりに手続きをしてくれた。私はカードを受け取ってそのまま何も言えずに別れてしまった。
A classic.
あなたお礼を言い忘れてたことが気になってた。だから学校であなたを見かけた時は驚いた。
It was your chance.
ありがとう。
That's huge.
覚えているというのは簡単だ。だがそこには齟齬がある。
そうなんですよ
俺たちは春日に借り出されて暇つぶしに二人で図書館へ行ったはずだ。
Not that you just met her
お
there.
前の話からは春日の存在が完全に消えている。
Yep.
俺の知っている長門はどこへ行ってしまったんだ。
Someone's here. It's about to be like Koizumi and he's like her dad or something. Some bullshit.
待ってて。
You gotta follow. Unless they're coming back.
あら、なぜあなたがいるの？
お前こそなぜここにいる？
私はボランティアみたいなものよ。
Ugh.
あなたがいることの方が意外だな。
Don't look at him like that.
お前が作ったのか？
そうよ。時々こうして長門さんに差し入れを持ってくるの。放っておくとあの人ろくな食事をしないから。あなたがここにいる理由は？
だ。
You were invited. You didn't do anything.
詳しい話を聞きたくて上がらせてもらった。無理にじゃないぜ。
あなたが文芸
Gotta clear that up after the mishaps recently with some of the others.
本なんて読むの？それとも書く方？
Never read one, never wrote one.
悩んでたんだよ、俺は。
あら、食べてかないの？残念。自信作なのにな。
I wouldn't trust it from her. Yeah, head on out. Aw, she got the 3. No, she thought you were gonna stay. Aw. It's so weird, but so cute. So weird because it's different. Fine, fine. Can't say no. Can't. I'm with you, dude. I wouldn't be able to.
家まで持ちそうにないな。ま、このまま帰っちまうのはなんとなく名残惜しい気がする。長門の明確な意思表示は希少かつ。
Speaking of, you still haven't.
おかえりなさい。
I wonder if we're not gonna finish before Christmas and we're gonna have a party with some of the others, and it's gonna be like awful, and then we're gonna figure out what to do, and it's gonna like show the night and day difference. You didn't fill out your club application yet.
明日も部室に行っていいか？ここんとこ他に行く場所がないんだ。
ねえ、どうしたの？さっきから話しかけてるのに。まるで
why are you hiding in the corner? Yeah, because he's looking at one.
珍しくもない。
だから、あなた、長門さんが好きなの？
No, I wouldn't say that.
長門はお前のナイフから俺を救ってくれた
Yeah.
命の恩人だ。とは言えない。
Try explaining that one. See how it goes over.
もし、長門さんは当てはまらないわ。
どうして俺の好みを知ってるんだ？
国木田くんから聞いちゃった。中学時代がそうだったんだって。もし長門さんと付き合うなら真面目に考えなきゃダメよ。でないと
Otherwise, what?
私が許さないわ。
Yeah, and what does that entail, huh?
そんなに長門を気にかける？
なぜって、まあ近所のよしみかしらね。ほら、なんとなく放っておけないタイプじゃない？彼女って。
What if all this was just like a big test? And like she's Haruhi, or like Haruhi's just observing everything, and she's like making sure you don't fall in love with these other women.
いてもいなくても迷惑なんだから くらい出しゃばってこいよな。たまには俺の願いを聞いてくれてもいい。なんてこった。俺は春日に会いたかった。
I think I'm just gonna still continuously hold on to the, like, I don't know if he actually misses her. It's literally just the stress of and uncomfortableness of, like, the situation he finds himself in that's making him miss what is the norm and what he should know, you know what I mean? But it's cuter to think that he misses her, so maybe we should go with that. Maybe she didn't, though. The eye in the sky up there. You feeling better? You sure you're another one who's sick? Your imaginary wife.
その話はもういい。
春日？春日ってのは鈴宮春日のことか？
あれ？谷口知ってるの？
ここも。
Could we question that? John, wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
今、なんて言った？
この問題がわから
No,
ん。
no, no, the name, the name.
鈴宮春日？
Yeah.
東中にいたイカレ女だ。中学じゃずっと同じクラスでよ。ってなんでお前があいつのこと知ってるの？このタコ野郎！はあ？
We gotta talk. We got.
俺がタコならおめえなんざスルメがいいと
思う。Okay.
春日を知ってるのか？
知ってるも何も。あと50年は忘れられそうにねえよ。東中出身なら誰でも知ってるな。
どこに行きやがった？
ちょっとやめなよ。
I like how he isn't holding back, you know? Yes, yes he did. Doesn't matter, he likes that. He likes that. Yeah, we know that. She's just like a normal person though. I was gonna say, I like how he just is being so aggressive and not holding back on a lot of these sequences. He's like, I gotta get my answers. Yeah, the plague or so. We're also not done. You may need to question him a little bit more. No clue. Gonna be honest, I forgot the hint, so if it reappears, it has that relevance, I'm not gonna remember.
どこも半日授業のはずだが、それでも放課後まで1時間以上はある。いっそ強引に乗り込んじまうか。
Could just wait outside.
春日ならそうするだろうし。
That is true. That is what she would do.
いかんせん俺にはその自信がない。春日と違い。
He's looking at you, dude. You can't just jump the gate now.
あいつ確か小泉の9組の子だよな。消えたと思ったら。
They're all just here? So Koizumi should be here then. Maybe she formed it already. I just don't think she's gonna be the same. Or you gotta lift your head up, you're not gonna be able to see. Oh, you pray to Haruhi.
この不安さえ取り除いてくれるんならなんだって。
The long hair. Who the fuck? Fell in love. She looks so depressed.
Suzumiya, Haruhi. しかも小泉まで一緒とはな。この世界ではこいつらは二人で仲良く下校するような仲なのか。
This feels like it's better a heavy role reversal.
なんてこった。おいおい、 俺はこんな臆病者だったっけ？動け。動け。
You don't even gotta move, just say something.
おい。
Yo. didn't think this part through.
なんのよ。っていうか誰よあんた。
お前とも初めましてになるのか。
そのようですね。どちら様でしたでしょうか。
ここでもお前は転校生なのか。
転校してきたのは春頃ですけど、なぜそれを？
機関という組織に思い当たることはないか。
機関ですか。どういう字を当て？
Which one to be exact?
春日。
誰に断って私を呼び捨てにするわけ？なんなのよあんた。そこどいてよ、邪魔なんだから。
鈴宮。
ちょっと。
名字だってお断りよ。
What do I call you?
大体なんで私の名前知ってるのよ。北高よね、その制服。なんでこんなとこにいんのよ。
春日。
しつこいわね。
鈴宮さん。
行きましょう、小泉君。
待て。
何やってるの？
You've been lurking for a little bit.
ちょっと待ってくれ。春日。3年前の七夕を覚えているか？
だからどうだっていうのよ。そんなの誰だって知ってるわ。
夜の学校に忍び込んだのはお前だけじゃなかったはずだ。その時朝比奈、女の子を背負った男が一緒だっただろう。お前はそいつと絵文字を書いた。その内容は多分私はここにいる。
鈴宮さん。
Holy, what the fuck?
なんで？どうして知ってるのよ。一体誰に聞いて。いえ、私あのことは誰にも言ってない。あの時の北高。あんた名前は？
ジョン・スミス。
ジョン・スミス。あんたがジョンだっていうの。あの時あれを手伝ってくれた変な高校生。
鈴宮さん。
おかしくなっちまった世界でたった一人過去の記憶を共有している人間を。
Where do you even begin?
ジョン・スミスには2回あったわ。
2回？
校庭にメッセージを書いた後、家に帰る途中で声をかけてきたの。世界を大いに盛り上げるためのジョン・スミスをよろしくって。
それは
I didn't do that.
僕と違ってるな。繋がったと思ったらまたずれてるのか。しかしよりにもよってなんてことを言いやがったんだ。そのジョン・スミス
Doesn't have to be him though.
が入れ知恵をするために言ったようなものじゃないか。
Right.
あなたは以前こことは違う別の世界にでした。
Yes. Make it make sense.
僕や鈴宮さんは北高の生徒で
Correct.
SOS 団なるもののメン
Glad we got this part cleared up.
そうだ。
他には朝比奈みくるさんという未来人と長戸由紀さんという宇宙人がいる。
Correct.
そして僕は超能力者で3人とも鈴宮さんを監視するために派遣されている。
Glad we got that all
そう
right.
いうことだ。
そのせいで宇宙が崩壊しそうになるんでしょ。
そうだ。
でもそっちの私はそのことを知らない。私だけが。
そういうことだ。平穏な毎日が気に入らないらしくて。
しょっちゅう事件を起こしてるわけね。
Yes. Self-aware.
あの
面白いわね。
So she's gonna look at him and be like, this guy's a fucking liar.
向こうのお前は俺の話をまるで信じなかったんだが。
だったらその私は本当にバカね。私なら信じるわ。だってその方が面白いじゃない。
An expression we haven't seen.
北高の生徒を調べたのよ。張り込みだってしたわ。でもジョンみたいな人はいなかった。それって3年前にはあんたがまだ北高の生徒じゃなかったからなのね。
Nope.
何笑ってんのよ。
You were looking at me.
どうして北高に来なかったんだ？
別に理由はないわ。私が入学する頃にはジョンは卒業してるだろうし、第一どこにもいなかったしさ。
Fair.
それに紅葉園学院の方が進学率がいいって担任がうるさかったのよ。
なるほどな。で、お前はどうなんだ？
What's your story?
ああ、鈴宮さんと同じです。
Something with him. There's something weird with him.
SOS 団か。
We could do it. We could do it now.
まず第一の解釈は、あなたがパラレルワールドへ移動してしまった
Sure.
という。そしてもう一つの解釈は、あなたがいた世界そのものが、どうも、丸ごと変化してしまったということです。あなた以外を残してね。しかし、どちらにも謎が残ります。前者の場合、この世界に元いたあなたはどこへ行ったのかという問題。後者の場合は、なぜあなただけが変化から取り残されたのかという問題です。パラレルワールド移動なら、あなたは元の世界に戻る方策を探す必要があります。世界改変の場合は、世界を元に戻す方法論が必要。いずれにせよ、世界改変を行ったのが誰かを突き止めるのが解決の早道でしょう。
そんなの春日以外に誰がいるんだよ。
Who other than you?
長戸由紀さんのメッセージにも書いてあったという鍵を探す必要があるでしょうね。
ねえ、その物質ってとこに
It doesn't really exist, but we have the room.
世界を変えた犯人が私なら何か思い出すかもしれないもの。
Let's bring her.
ジョン、あんたもその方がいいわね。
John.
ってジョンってのは俺のことか。
That's your name, right?
ジョンの方がマシじゃない。欧米じゃありふれた名前だもの。ジョンなんてダサダサなニックネーム誰か。
You.
さあ、二人とも早く行きましょう。
え、どこ？
北高に決まってるでしょ。私タクシー捕まえとくから。
I love her. I love her so much. She's like, yeah. The entire like beginning portion that we've been going through has only made me miss her more.
なあお前、春日と親しいのか？
そうですね。僕は鈴宮。
Excuse me? You're a what?
魅力的な人だと思いますが。
I think so too.
聞いたセリフだ。
でもね、鈴宮さんは僕の属性にしか興味がないのです。
Right, that's why you're here.
だというただそれだけの理由で喋るようになったのです。
Right, so she thought that you were an alien or something.
なら、あなたの世界の鈴宮さんは属性など関係なしに本当にあなたを気に入ったということですよ。
Yeah, she loves him.
この鈴宮さんが僕の知っている鈴宮さんと同じ人格だとすればですが。
Weirdly, too, not the first time he's demonstrated some sort of feelings like that. His little jokes throughout Endless 8 about the ways that Kyun should like go up and grab her or whatever. Thought jokes, I say. She definitely waited. There's no way she would go home. Just give her your coat.
作戦を伝えるわ。顔貸して。ってわけ。
Better be some stupid shit. There we go.
どこで着替えましょうかね。
ここでいいじゃん。そんなに足が長いとも思えないけど。ジョン、ちゃんと見張ってなさいよ。
って、うわ、こら！
別にいいわよ。下に T シャツ着てるし。
あ。
We've never been in this situation. I wasn't aware.
寒くないのか？
別に。
She will be though, so hurry up.
な、ポニーテールにしてみないか？
なんで？
I like it.
別に意味はない。
まあいいけど、この方が運動部らしく見えるかもね。これでいい？
バッチリだ。魅力度 36% 増しに見えるね。
A huge boost.
小泉くん、準備できた？
Oh my god.
寒そうだな。
Dude, he had the coat on though. He didn't look like whatever.
あらゆる意味で走り出した春日を止めることなどあらゆる状況で無理なのだ。
Like how easy it was to break her out and get her back to who she was.
よく知っているようだった。それにしてもこの二人を北高に招き入れるのにこんなに手間がかかるとは。
That's so her.
お前ら3日前まで普通にここの生徒だったんだぞ。
ちょい待ち。
なんだよ。
先に朝比奈さんを捕まえに行きましょうよ。
That is true. We gotta do the.
しかし
長戸さんにはもう少し待ってもらって。
She's going to wait too. So,
時間は取らせないわ。
and if anybody's capable of getting Asahina in here, that's Ari.
朝比奈さんいますか？
You're coming with us.
だはずだ。
ねえ、あの子がそうなの？本当に2年生？
Very grown.
彼女で合ってる。
Perfect.
どうも、生徒会情報室室長の鈴宮です。朝比奈みくるさん、あなたに聞きたいことがあるの。ちょっと出頭してちょうだい。
朝比奈さん、ごめん。長戸。
I brought some friends.
悪い。
The whole squad's back together. Nice. This is great.
ここはどこですか？私なんで鍵かけるんですか？一体何を。
黙りなさい。
以前と全く同じ反応で泣きそうになるな。懐かしいぜ。
We're so back, baby.
中田由紀さん、よろしく。私鈴宮春日。で、そいつは知ってるわよね。ジョン・スミスよ。
ジョン・スミス。
Just go with it. let it happen.
でさ、これからどうする？
は？お前、何も考えずにここまで来たのか。本当に春日。
You really are her.
つまり何か？お前はこちらの世界でも SOS 団を結
Yeah,
成
screw it.
そういう
Screw
わ
it.
けか？
名前なんて何でもいいわよ。当面の目的としてはそうね。もしあんたが異世界人なんだったら元の世界に帰れるようにするとかさ。それから。
いや、だから。
We've made it. Conditions have been met.
そこか。いきなり
She didn't. She held the book up to it like this, but it might have been her being scared. Talking to us through here.
なんなのよ。頭おかしくなっちゃった
A long time ago.
いや、正気だ。ああ、その通りだよ、長戸。そうだな。全員集合。
The conditions have been met. I don't even think you're gonna get a choice. She's gonna jump in and activate it.
長戸が残してくれたメッセージ。緊急脱出プログラムがどういうものかはわからない。だが、あいつのやることに間違いがあるとは思えない。
それに何が起こってんのか全然教えてくれないしさ。一体
ちょっと黙っててくれ。すまん。今考えをまとめてるんだ。
あ、そう。
長戸。これは返すよ。すまない。
We already belong to a club.
だがな、長戸。俺はもともとここの住人だったんだ。
Wouldn't make too much sense to apply for it.
だからわざわざ入部するまでもなかったんだよ。なぜならさ。なぜなら俺は SOS 団の団員その1だからだ。
Proudly.
ああ、 OK さ、もちろん。
Uh oh. Uh oh. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? Uh oh. Uh oh. This feels similar.
文芸物質か。だが、元の世界に戻ってきたわけではないらしい。
It feels like
下駄箱に俺の靴は入っていな
the
かった。
clothes of
そ
melancholy.
して今は明らかに真夏だ。
All right, there's people, cars and stuff are moving.
全国一斉七夕デー。今日は3年前の7月のということは、その後朝比奈さんはすぐ意識を失い、代わって未来から来た大人の朝比奈さんが俺に指示をくれた。
We talk about Yuki having to remember everything in this thing she has to go through, but the recollection of all this is absurd from him. Then again, they are very impactful moments.
いたなんとまあ、なんて羨ましいことをされてるんだ、あの俺は。今すぐこの俺と悲しいところだな。
The heavenly sensation.
来た。俺が覚えてる通りなら、この後。
She comes out the bushes, that's what I was waiting for.
朝比奈さん大人バージョン登場。
So good.
記憶通りだ。あの後、俺は中学1年生の春日と会うことになる。だが、今はそちらには用はない。
On the scene too.
朝比奈さん。
Just traveling.
私がうっかりミスしてないとも限りませんから。
朝比奈さん、あなたは俺がまた来ることを、この時間、ここにこの俺が現れることを知っていたんですか？
ええ、規定事項でしたから。
You're not doing anything different.
小さい朝比奈さんに3年前の七夕、つまり今この時間へ連れてくるように仕向けたのもあなたですね。
はい、どうしても必要なことでした。でないと今のあなたはここにいないでしょ。
Insane.
もしかしたら春日が言ってた帰りがけに現れたジョン・スミスっていうのは。
ええ、そうです。あなたですよ、キョン君。今のあなた。ここからあなたを導くのは私の役目です。でもそれ以降はあなたは自分自身を導かねばなりません。
Can only hold your hand so much.
この時代でいうコンピュータとかネットワークに依存するシステムを私たちは頭の中に形のないあり方で存在させているんです。 TPDD もそう。
タイムマシーンですね。
タイムプレーンデストロイドデバイスです。
金属事故なんじゃ。
今の私はもうちょっと規制が緩くなっています。ここまで来るのに結構頑張った。
We're also in a really weird spot here.
のいた時間平面が改変されたのは今現在から3年後の12月18日早朝です。
ってことは、やっぱり俺はパラレルワールドに来たんじゃないんですね。世界が作り変えられたわけだ。
これが正常な時間の流れ。でも3年後の12月18日の朝にこんな風に世界が改変されて、一夜にして STC データ、世界自体が変化してしまったんです。未来からでも観測できるすごい時空心だったわ。元に戻すには長門さんの助けがいります。それにキョン君、あなたも一緒じゃないと。
やったのは誰ですって、春日以外ないと思いますけど。
いいえ。
え？
犯人は鈴宮さんではありません。でもあなたのよく知っている人です。いろんな服着せられちゃったりね。いろいろ大変だったけど全部いい思い出です。いつかあなたもこの高校生活を懐かしく思う日が来ます。
He already was.
終わってしまえば何もかもあっという間だった。夢のように過ぎてしまった。そんな風に思う時が。
おーい、世界を大いに盛り上げるためのジョン・スミスをよろしく。覚えといてくれよ、春日。 ジョン・スミスをな。忘れないでいてくれよ。ここに俺がいたこと。というか、俺をここへ飛ばしたのはお前なんだ。そこに俺と朝比奈さんがいるはずだ。時間を止められて客まで寝ている。
Alright, that's enough.
おなじみ708号室へ。長門なら何でもありだ。この状況だって何とかしてくれる。でなきゃ困るんだ。
そうね。きっと大丈夫。
You guys aren't inspiring a whole lot of hope. This is how I remember it.
これは俺の知っている長門だ。自己紹介の必要はないよな。この人は朝比奈みくるさん、大人バージョンだ。
了解した。
開けてみていいか。あ、いや。
開かない。その部屋の構造体ごと時間を凍結している。
At least you asked. Would have fucked everything up.
改変された時間平面を元通りにできるのはあなただけなんです。
俺からも頼むぜ、長門大名人。俺の願いもそれなんだ。
What a great god, Yuki. Download some data real quick.
同期不能。その時代の時空連続体そのものにアクセスできない。私のリクエストを選択的に排除するためのシステムプロテクトがかけられている。だが事情は把握した。再修正可能。時空改変者が鈴宮春日より盗み出した能力により修正した過去記憶情報は今この時点から約3年5ヶ月後の12月18日を起点とした過去365日の範囲。
待ってくれ。
世界を元の状態に戻すには12月18日へ行き、時空改変者が当該行為をした直後に最終性プログラムを起動すればいい。
じゃあどうしろってんだ。
調合する。
What the?
時空改変者に最終性プログラムを注入。
もっと穏便なやり方はないか。刺す場所を間違えちまったら困るだろ。
We just do a liquid or something. Not a gun. No, we're not.
また物騒なもんを出してきたな。
着衣の上からでも成功率は高いが、できれば直接皮膚に打ち込むことが望ましい。
She just creates like a pistol.
弾はまさか実弾じゃないだろうな。
It's like a laser.
針の
Oh.
プログラムを塗布してある。
It's kind of the same. I don't think it's better, but alright.
これを誰に打ち込めばいいんだ。誰が犯人だ。
それは
本当にそうなのか。
そう。彼女に最終性プログラムを打ち込めばいいんですね。そのままではあなたたちも時空改変に巻き込まれる。対抗処置を施す。
Get to see so many different things from her.
キョン君、行きましょう。これからが本番です。
The real challenge.
ありがとな。
別にいい。
長門、お前待つのか。その物質で。
待っている。
時間酔いに気をつけてくださいね。では
Time sickness. Alright. gonna be as transparent as I can. I have still zero fucking clue what they're talking about. I have 3 guesses that I think I have valid reasons for each of them to be guessed, but I have no fucking clue.
靴忘れてきちゃった。長戸さん保管してくれる？
We left them at the door.
現在12月18日の午前4時18分です。まだ世界は改変されていませんが、あと5分くらいで変化。
Yeah, of course, of course.
今は春日も小泉もまだ北高の生徒だという。
来ました。
Yeah.
時空の改変者、長戸に教えてもらった通りの人物だ。まだ飛び出すわけにはいかない。
My God. It was just the way he kept looking back at her.
世界の改変が終了しました。彼女はたった今生まれ変わったんです。
Such another level to her has been displayed throughout this.
俺だ。また会ったな。お前の仕業だったんだな。
なぜあなたがここに？
お前こそなんだってここにいるんだ。
散歩。
Yeah, sure, buddy.
お前は疲れていたんだ。春日の思いつきに振り回されたり、俺の身を守ってくれたり、おそらく俺たちの知らないところで秘密の活躍をしたり、そんなことにいろいろな疲労が溜まっていたんだ。長門が自分でも理解できない異常動作の引き金が何だったのか、積もり積もったエラーデータとやらが何なのか、それは思いっきりベタな代物なんだ。
Yeah.
プログラム通りにしか動けないはずの人工知能でもロボットでも、時を経たらそいつを持つようになるのがパターンなんだ。それはな、長門、感情ってやつなんだよ。お前は無感動状態が基本だったからなおさらだったんだろう。たまにはわめいたり暴れたり、お前なんかもう知らんと言いたかったことだろう。そうさせてやるべきだったのだ。
Right, but it's not in the plans.
ついつい長門任せにする癖のついてた俺の依存心。長門なら何とでもしてくれるだろうと考えて。
Right. You'd give her a little freedom, but you'd still, the amount that you... Ugh.
こいつは世界を変えちまおうとするくらいにおかしくなっちまいやがった。
I mean, even think about what they were talking about before they went into the apartment.
うるせえ、そんなもんじゃねえ。これは長門の望みだ。こういう普通の世界を長門は望んだんだ。
She could never put it that way, though.
俺を悩ませていたこの疑問の答えだって今なら明白だ。なんでまた俺だけを元のままにしておいたのか。答えは単純。こいつは俺に選択権を委ねたんだ。変えた方がいいか、元の世界がいいか、俺に選べというシナリオだ。畜生め。俺はどう思っていた？うんざりだ。いい加減にしろ。アホか。そろそろ付き合いきれねえぞ。
What?
春日の持ってくる無理難題に嫌々ながら奮闘する高校生。それが俺のスタンスのはずだった。それでだ、俺。そう、お前だよ。俺は自分に聞いている。重要な質問だから心して聞け。
Also.
出題するぞ。ある日に連れ回され、宇宙人の襲撃。
Think back to what Asahina said, right? Treasure those moments because you're gonna look back at them at some point. And if we just go with the normal, boring ass life.
そんなのが楽しいと思わなかったのかよ。うんざりでいい加減にしてほしくて、アホかと思って付き合いきれないか。はっ、そうかい。つまり俺はこう思っていたわけか。
That's what you think till you lose it.
そうだ。そういうことになるじゃんか。お前が真実ハルヒをうざいと感じて、ハルヒの持ち出してくる全てが鬱陶しいんだとしたら、 お前はそれら面白いなどと思わないよな。違うとは言わせねえぞ。明らかだろうが。なのにだ。お前はエンターキーを押した。緊急脱出プログラム。長門の残したやり直し装置。レディー？その設問にお前はイエスと答えた。だろうが、せっかく長門様が世界を落ち着いた状態にしてくれたのに、お前はそれを否定したんだ。なんでだおい。お前はいつもブツブツ言ってばかりだったんじゃないのか？己の不幸を嘆いてばかりじゃなかったのか？だったらよ、脱出プログラムなんぞ無視してりゃよかった。
Right, it was also it could have all been so perfect.
そして長門もおとなしい読書
Not the world you know, the people you know. It's all different though.
表情なのにしょうもないジョークに不意に笑ってしまったら赤くなるようなそういった別の日常をお前は放棄しやがった。それはなぜだ？これで最後だ。はっきり答えろ。俺は春日と春日の起こす出来事を楽しいと思っていたんじゃないのか？言えよ。
Are you just maybe a little bit into that? This whole sequence has been so good.
当たり前だ。楽しかった。決まってるじゃねえか。分かりきったことを聞いてくれよ。
Oh, that's so cool. That's so good.
そうでないかと聞かれて面白くないなどと答えるやつがいたら、そいつはほんまもんのある日の30倍も無神経だ。宇宙人に未来人に超能力者だぞ。どれか一つでも十分なのに面白キャラ3連
There's 3 of y'all.
な春日までがそこにいるんだぞ。そしてより一層のミステリーパワーをまき散らしているんだぞ。これで俺が面白くないわけがないだろうが。何度聞か
Sure, it's all the other things. But come on.
当然だ。やっぱりあっちの方がいい。この世界はしっくりこねえな。
This shit boring.
今までの長門が好きなんだ。それにメガネは
The you that I know you as.
何を言ってるの？
The you you are to me.
元に戻してくれ。お前も元に戻ってくれ。言ってくれたら俺もお前に協力する。こんないらない力を使って無理やり変わらなくてもいい。そのままでよかったんだよ。すまん。
This fucking bitch, bro. I fucking hate her so much.
長門さんを傷つけることは許さない。
なんだこれは。なんなんだこれは。痛え痛え痛え痛え。
She's just fucking evil, no matter what, no matter her position or the being that she is.
あなたを脅かす者は私が排除する。
She's just rooted in evil.
私はここにいるのだから。だってあなたがそう望んだんじゃないのでしょ。
長門がこんなことを望むはずがない。異常動作を起こした長門。
What the fuck, dude?
死ねばいいのよ。あんたは長門さんを苦しめる。痛い？ゆっくりと味わうがいいわ。それがあんたの感じる人生で最後の感覚だから。
This hurts to my eyes.
なぜあなたはどうして？
Perfect.
いつかどこかで見たような光景だな。痛いですよ、朝比奈さんたち。
The Asanos, please.
こっち？あ、
Yeah.
そうか。こ これが走馬灯。寒い。やばい。死ぬ。すまねえな。訳あって助けることはできなかったんだ。だが気にするな。俺も痛かったさ。後のことは俺たちが何とかする。今は寝てろ。ああ、やべ。なんだかものすごく面白い夢を見ていたような気がする。
That was interesting.
ぼんやりなさっておられますが、僕が誰だかわかりますか？
お前こそ俺が誰だか。
Let's step one.
変な
Let's establish where we're at.
目覚めて最初の質問がそれですか？まるで自分の置かれている状況を把握しているようなセリフですが。
That's what we're doing.
12月21日の午後4時です。
21st, you say.
1日か。
あなたは3日も意識不明だったのですよ。僕がいながら何をしていたんだと上から散々言われました。始末書ものです。
To be fair, you weren't really present.
俺がここにいる理由は何だ？
あなたは学校の階段から落ちたのです。それはもう見事なばかりの階段落ちでした。
He's like, are you fucking serious?
正直言いまして、青ざめましたよ。なんとなく、そのまま永眠してもおかしくないようなすごい音がしましたからね。救急車を呼んだり、ぐったりしたあなたに付き添って病院まで来たりね。血の気の失せた鈴宮さんなんてものを初めて。
Aw.
救急車を呼んだのは長門さんです。彼女の冷静さには救われました。
朝比奈さんはどんな反応してた？
You even gotta ask? Yeah. Most obvious one. That's why the Asahinos were crying.
何時頃の話だ？
昼過ぎのことです。SOS 団全員で買い物に出かけようとしていたんです。
買い物？
それも覚えていないんですか？
There's a gap.
鈴宮さんの提案で25日のクリスマスの日に彼女の地元の子供会の集会に参加することになったんです。
いつも通り勝手なことをしよう。
サンタ役は鈴宮さん。そして
Classic, yep. Yeah, not surprised.
くじ引きでね。その後、トナカイの着ぐるみを作る材料の買い出しに行く。
It's like you did this on purpose to get out of it.
鈴宮さんは階段の上に誰かがいたような気がしたと言っていました。スカートが翻るのをちらっと見たような気がしたとね。誰かに突き落とされたのかどうか、あなたの証言待ちだったんですが。
覚えていないな。幻の女に突き飛ばされたことになっている。なるほど。一応辻褄は合っているわけだ。
僕たちは交代であなたを見舞うことにしているのです。あなたが目を開けたとき、誰かがそばにいるよ。僕たち団員は交代制ですが、団長ともなると部下の身を案じるのも仕事のうちだそうでして。
Aww.
ずっとここにいたんです。3日前。
Watching out for the safety, but you're not even fucking awake.
特に鈴宮さんの動揺ぶりと言ったら、いえ、これはまたの機会にお話ししましょう。とにかく今はあなたが真っ先にしないといけないことがあるでしょ。
寝顔にいたずら書きか？
それは思いつきませんでした。
Plug your nose.
よ。
Aren't supposed to see her like this. I was just taking a nap. God. Wait for me to be ready. They got a whole damn party to play. Her hair is a mess. We discussed it.
他に言うことないの？
心配かけたようだな。悪かった。
分かってるんだったらいい。
As long as you understand your mistakes.
そうよ。
Naturally, the only reason. Everyone else here? Oh no, she's crying again. They don't stop with you.
私はちゃんと分かってたわ。このキョンが目を覚まさないわけはないの。SOS 団は年中無休なんだから。絶対みんながそれ
No days off.
頭打って眠りっぱなしになってるからなんて、そんな理由じゃ病欠は認めらんない。分かってる？3日分の無断欠席。
How to make the moment about yourself.
それと延滞料も。
分かってるよ。延滞込みでいくら払えばいいんだ？
団員全員にお茶のおごり3日分。それからね。
それからなんだ？
クリスマスパーティーであんたトナカイの一発芸を披露しなさい。私たち全員が大受けするまで何回でもやり直しなんだからね。つまんなかったら異次元にすっ飛ばすわよ。ついでだから子供会でもやんなさい。いいわね。
Swear to God, if you don't show me this fucking party.
あのまま世界を修正しなかったらどうだろう。長門と朝比奈さんと小泉は単なる一人間で、春日も性格がちょっとひねているだけの女子高生だったとしたら。
There's no fun in that.
すまねえな。訳あって助けることはできなかったんだ。だが気にするな。俺も痛かったさ。後のことは俺たちが何とかする。今は寝てろ。大体合ってるよな。
Yuki.
すべての責任は私にある。
12月18日に自分が世界を作り変えちまうってこと。
分かっていた。
だったらなぜ言わなかったんだ。いつでもいいから俺に言えばよかったじゃないか。そうすりゃ俺も手の打ちようがあったのに。
仮に私が事前にそれを伝えていても、異常動作した私はあなたからその記憶を消した上で世界を変化させていただろう。また実際そうしなかったという保証はない。私にできたのはあなたが可能な限り元の状態のまま12月18日を迎えるように保持することだけ。
脱出プログラムを残してくれただろ。
Right, that's kind of all we need.
悪かったな。
Hmm.
ユキ。
私の処分が検討されている。
誰が検討しているんだ？
情報統合思念隊。
Yeah, I don't think you can really talk to them.
起こさないという確証はない。
Hmm.
クソったれと伝えろ。お前の親玉に言ってくれ。お前が消えるなりいなくなるなりしたら。いいか。俺は。
Yeah, I will not cooperate. I will not. We will not carry this out.
何としてでもお前を取り戻しに行く。俺には何の能もないが、春日を焚きつけるぐらいならできるんだ。そのための切り札を俺は持ってる。
That's why we're here.
一言、俺はジョン・スミスだと言ってやればいい。ああ、そうとも。俺にはヘチマ並みの力がない。しかし、ある日には当変木な力がある。長門が消えちまった。
No way.
災合祭あいつに明かして、全てを信じさせてやる。
Awesome.
それから、長門探しの旅に出るのだ。情報統合思念隊が長門をどこに隠そうが、春日なら何とかする。俺がさせる。朝比奈さんや小泉も巻き込んでやる。長門は俺たちの仲間だ。仲間の誰かが行方不明になってそのままほっとくような春日じゃない。鈴宮春日はそういうやつだ。身勝手で自己中で他人の都合を考えない旗迷惑な俺たちの団長さんだ。
Awful, annoying, but great.
情報統合思念隊がどれだけ高度な連中なのかは知らん。きっととてつもなく頭のいい存在だか何かだろうよ。恐ろしく高度な技だっていくらでも使えるよな。だったらなと俺は言いたい。なんだって一人寂しく部屋に閉じこもって本だけ読んでそうな鬱な娘を設定しやがったんだ。
Hmm.
そうでないと文芸部らしくないからか。春日が目をつけそうにないからか。 誰の思い込みだそれは。つべこべ抜かすなら春日と一緒に今度こそ世界を作り変えてやる。お前はいるが情報統合思念体はいないような世界だってあいつなら作れるんだ。全宇宙をひっくり返しても必ずお前を取り戻す。お前の親玉にそう伝えろ。
伝える。ありがとう。
Thought I was going to come back and be like, response, LOL. Now they'll wake up.
翌日、俺は晴れて退院し、今日は12月24日。
We made it! Yay!
世界は元通りになっている。
Let's go.
しかしながら、選択権は未だ俺の手の中にある。俺と長門と朝比奈さんがもう一度過去へ行かないと世界は修正されない。だが、いつ行くかは決めていない。遅かれ早かれ、すべての後始末をつけねばならない時が来るだろうが。
Yeah, we'll let that come.
俺はこっちを選んじまった。
Awesome.
自らの意志でこの世界空回りするバカ騒ぎの方を選んだのだ。見てるだけでいいかと思っていた時期は過去のものとなり、 SOS 団のメンツと同じく俺はこの世界を積極的に守る側に回ってしまったのだ。
What a title.
春日主催のクリスマス鍋パーティーが行われる。ギリギリまでメニューを伏せておき、蓋を開けて中身に全員驚嘆
Yeah,
という計画であるようだ。
probably. Why are you guys peeking at? What's going on in there? Uh-oh.
春日のことだ。サプライズを優先させるあまり、人間の料理師にかつてないような実験的、猟奇的鍋になっているかもしれない。この満足感の正体は何だろう。遠からずまた面倒が待っている。もう一度過去に戻って世界を復活させなきゃならない。でもまあ
Let's enjoy the time we got.
なあ世界、少しくらいは待てるだろ。再改変をしに行くまでちょっとくらい待機しててくれてもいい。
Don't look at me.
せめて春日特製鍋を食ってからでも別に遅くはないだろ。
No, they're not gonna show me. I want to watch the party. Tell me it's in here somewhere. I don't think it's in here. No. And a wrap on the movie itself. That was a long, long journey for me to have to get there. Took a little bit of a walk, and I just relaxed for a bit and thought about some things of how I want to, what I want to talk about really. But I think what I came to kind of terms with, and sorry, I guess if the entirety of this discussion is going to wind out being a little bit lower energy and everything, it's just long, right? So anyways, the way I think I want to do this is just rattle off some things that are going on in my mind, try and work myself through it, make sure that I properly understand kind of what's happening, and utilize that as a way for you guys to leave your comments and express to me that I'm dumb and don't understand things, or that I somehow is on point and, and get things for the way they are, as well as add that additional context that'll make it more impactful and really last for me a little bit as well as just some general thoughts in terms of like what was happening at certain moments and what I was thinking as they kind of passed on through. So basically we take on a really fun topic, which is somebody disappearing fully from the world, which isn't necessarily the first time that I've seen something similar happen, but at the same time, not necessarily done in the same sort of way either, which makes it unique and cool for me to experience. But it's also not something that I've seen done a whole lot. I could count on my hand the amount of times that I've personally seen something or read something that has been similar in a way. So it's still more of a fresher sort of topic for me to be able to experience, which is always a wonderful thing. And we do it in a fun sort of way with the timelines themselves, not just being a direct jump to another. And while it is, and we're experiencing it on it, having things kind of like almost occur at the same time and blend between each other feels so different. which I quite like, and I think might make a little bit more sense as I talk about some of the things later that I think or assume end up happening. And I will be transparent as they are occurring throughout the episode or the movie, and they're kind of like making their little diagrams and explaining it in the way they're going. I was still completely lost, and I think by the end I kind of wrapped my head around I think where we were headed with it. The big one being like the whole Asahina scene and seeing the two of them and everything. I think all of that is what it started like clicking a little bit more of like, okay, I think I get where we were going with this, because I was pretty like confused almost as certain sections were occurring. But anyways, the general topic in the way of doing that feels bold in a way to take your main draw. And while Kyon probably is that for some people, Haruhi being the person in the name itself, she's the draw, really. And to have her isolated from like, I don't know how long, 30 to 40% probably of the film just non-existent with her is a cool thing to do to add so much more intrigue that then, as I talked about when it occurred, really adds to like bringing life back to the film when she comes back. The moment she's on screen, it adds a different dynamic in terms of like her not being who we're used to. But when she has that explosion to finally find that emotion that we're used to with her, that excitement, that's when it's like we burst color almost back into it. And it's like, holy shit, we're back. Like, and then you get excited. So you're almost trapped within the character's mind or the same mindset while you're experiencing it. And everything is like the way that they color things and toning it down a little bit, making everything feel a little bit more dull as you go, really immerses you within that experience. But for the first time, like when we finally got that from her, I was like, oh, we're back. Like we're so back. And it gets you super excited for it. And I think they did a really good job at immersing me in that, as well as I think expanding out the world, or not the world, but more so like the environments that we're in. A criticism that I've almost had in terms with like some of what they do with the series, where during the festival and everything, like it just didn't feel like as alive as it should have. And from the opening sequences that we get within the film, it immediately did that. Having so many moving parts with characters kind of being within the hall and Kyon walking between people and like pushing on through, and it just felt a little bit more lively, I think, that I'm used to in so many of the other environments we did. So many different shots of characters just walking directly through the frame and breaking that contact that you kind of have with them. I think all of that worked super nice to make you feel like you're observing and watching something from the outside as opposed to directly following a character as you're going. Which is not necessarily how I felt as the series itself continued. So getting that in this format is a pretty cool thing, and something that at least became a little bit noticeable for me. But I was super happy to be able to get like these different sides and experience this Haruhi that's so different from what we're used to, and then even have her come back and show her general excitement a bit, but still be slightly different from what we're used to, and get that from all the characters too, not even just her. Experiencing what versions of these people that I would draw the assumption of actually exist, which is not what I was kind of expecting before, if that makes sense. I always assumed the way that they explained it was that they're beings or people that were kind of sent here to solely exist to do, like, keep an eye and be watchful and gather data or whatever it is that they need to onto Haruhi. That's kind of what I was under the assumption fully of, except for Asahina as being a person that has always existed, but having a future version that kind of comes back due to her general connection with Kyon and the conversations and things that they've had from there. But this really makes me start like thinking and feeling like, no, these are the the people and who they would be had none of this actually occurred, right? Had Haruhi not kind of gone off the deep end and become who we know her to be, had she not been like as influenced in a way by John Smith as she ended up back in the day, these other characters such as like Koizumi would actually be who we see him as. Yuki would actually be the timid shy girl that we actually run into, trying to, like, go through and experience a normal life and finding friendship and all these things for the first time. Koizumi would actually be, and honestly, I still think he is. I think it's an interesting thing to at least think on, in love with Haruhi, right? This is somebody who we've expressed that he's had an interest or something's kind of been there, whether it's just his general teasing of Kyon or the almost like out of pocket things that he sometimes says, like ways to kind of approach the relationship, and him being like, I can't be that person that fills that void, or like, I'm not the person that needs to be in that position, or she wouldn't be happy if it was me, like in this spot. And he keeps saying that at multiple points that like feel kind of weird. A lot of it came through Endless 8, but there were some others as the series went on that makes you really think like, I think he actually likes her. I think so. And expressing that for here, I think is the first time that we really get acknowledgement of that too. And it makes me just feel like all these characters are kind of alive in that way, to be beings without the supernatural ability. Like, this is who they actually would be in that timeline before any of this kind of exists. And they would continue and live out their lives like that, which is interesting to see. And it shows so much of like who we've gotten to know them to be and how that's slightly differed, but at the same time shows a lot of similarities in a way, right? Haruhi going to this place that's kind of more prestigious in a way, but at the same time still living out her life with the longer hair and living it in a more normalized way, toned down completely from the version of her that we know, like being strayed completely off path, but still having that deep curiosity kind of within her. And even Yuki being like the kind of mute being that she ends up being that we get to see, still is that with how timid and shy she actually is. I like that a lot. I like being able to experience all of them in the ways that they are, and also experience them in a way that Haruhi actually does exist. Just her things like the supernatural stuff that was what didn't exist. So it's not like we're trying to find her in terms of making like a person reappear or making the things that she does come back into mind and actually have like effect. It's like she's blurred out completely from it, but we still get to experience and see her as a person. It's like we're just wiping her off the planet completely, or we're doing something along those lines. And I think it's such a fun take for us to be able to get, that constantly makes you like happy as these characters get on screen, but also fall in line with what Kyon's kind of experiencing throughout too. The feeling of like kind of being everything feeling a little bit dull and hopeless until he starts running into encountering and finding everybody. But then also the feeling as we progress of really questioning like what version he actually wants to be a part of. Does he want this kind of life, or does he actually enjoy the life that he was living beforehand? And the thing that he struggled so much to kind of openly admit to himself. And we get to kind of experience the world with both of those. And while it's as obvious as it is, because there's so much more that happens in the world that we've experienced throughout the TV series as well, like compared to, you know, an hour of what we get within this. But at the same time, it's still fun to be able to experience those and see what differences and similarities are even falling in line between them, and understand the life that could be on both ends, and have him really begin to question that, because this is something that's ran through his mind likely tons of times. Right, like, I don't like doing this. I don't want to be like dragged around and forced into all this stuff by her. And then he's like, okay, now you finally get that life that you keep saying that you want, but is it what you actually want? Are you just complaining to complain when you're elsewhere? And it's one of those like, you don't really know what you have till it's gone type of things. He gets that now. You've experienced something and then you try and take it away from me. Like, hold on now, that's what I like. I've grown to like these people and know these people and their personalities and the things they've done. And we've grown so many experiences and all this stuff. It's like, you're taken fully away from me. It makes you feel really weird. It makes things just feel wrong and broken, which is why he has to come to that conclusion ultimately towards the end, which I'm glad that he did. And I like visually how they were showcasing it with each like object indicating like a certain one, or being symbolic of like things for him to reach out to and choose. And even then having to make that choice with the shooting of Yuki later. Super cool way for them to really approach that and constantly throw different twists as we go, creating like multiple different stages that we follow throughout, and having a lot of big moments and twists and things occur. I mean, like him getting stabbed and things, not on my bingo card for where we were supposed to go with that, right? Like it felt like we were wrapping up at a certain point. So I think, and even him just waking up in the way that they have like this filler of an experience that they have to give out for like why he's been hospitalized and everything. Like it's a fun way for them to kind of alter and approach these. The big thing that comes out of all of it though too is just Yuki's general desire to be normal a bit, right? Fighting the same battle almost that we get Kyon, that we kind of see him in, which I like how we do that, especially with like the declarations and everything that he makes at the end of approval for her to like kind of be a little bit more on side and okay with the decision that they each have to live with now that they made. Uh, I think it was a fun way to bring her back in and express why she was doing, why she's in the position she is, just wanting to have out that normal life. Instead, like trying to change everything from being this protector of the world and look after Haruhi and actually like be the one that everybody relies on, the one that burdens all the tasks that we've gone through, which we get to constantly see, right? 15,000 different loops and endless eight, the years on end of keeping these people kind of within her room in a frozen state, the constantly having to jump in the movie to like adjust and fix things so that they don't they don't get caught too much with anything that's happening. So many different moments where she has to step in and be the one who burdens everything that nobody else is able to really take on. She's truly the one who's like the leader of all this. And it's a lot. And we even get to see later, we like right before we walk into the apartment, him and Kyon and Nasahina are looking at each other being like, I hope Yuki's able to do this. Like if anybody's able to, it's her. It's like you're putting more of these tasks and responsibilities and things on this person who's doesn't really want that. And that's why she did what she did, and she caused this to occur. She's trying to erase that and eliminate that, calling these feelings and emotions that she's having as being like almost viruses in a way, kind of within her, and her system being broken is just a sad thing to see. It's like a really sad situation for us to have to unfortunately see within her, because we know how valuable and how much it is that she's done, and especially because we've slowly been able to get parts of her opened up a little bit, right? This is something that's been set in stone essentially for years. So to be like what she goes out of her way and actually does to reset everything makes enough sense. But getting to see this progression that we've had for her as well, like the general, like no glasses on, the wide eyes that she has, and the looks of like excitement that she had, especially when we were playing the game on the computer, and her doing the coding, and her general excitement to like maybe go and join the computer club or talk to them or just be there on occasion. Like we're finally like starting to see some things that it's like she's taking an interest in, even like the masks and all these other things that she constantly went over and did. That was like a different experience likely for us to get with her. It was really fun and cool, like subtle little developments as we continue to go through. And it's like, it sucks that you get to see that, and you get to see the openness that Kyon is even having to like be like, yeah, you can go do this. You don't have to just watch out. Like we'll pick up the slack and do things in the meantime between that. Like you don't have to be around constantly, and like you can live a life a little bit too, instead of just being trapped or stuck the way that you have been, being like this data source and this protector that we have. So then her, of course, having to go through and try and change everything just sucks to see that that's the life that she's truly trying to live, and unfortunately hasn't been able to, although we get to see those slight little glimpses of evolution, I guess, within her throughout that sequence where they were like, oh, there's who this person is, and they kept omitting to say the name of the person. It became obvious towards the end that it was Yuki, just because of them looking at like her constantly and the expressions that we were giving. It's like, shit, like I really have to take this from you type of feeling. But throughout it, I was still, and even right after, until they like fully confirmed that I wasn't like 100% sold on who it was. She was definitely my leading suspicion within it, but I had three main guesses as we were going. One of them was Kyon himself just wishing for this other version, which was when we were going to have that internal conflict that we were able to kind of hopefully resolve, and him find the thing that he wanted, which we already thought that he did, as he willingly chose to go back and enter into this. But how he was the one who would like spark it wouldn't make enough sense to me. The other was Koizumi, because of his interest in Haruhi herself, and him being in a situation where Kyon's present within her life isn't really possible for him to potentially get the things that he wants. It would make sense to me for that to be the case, and that it would suck because it's like he wasn't as relevant or like throughout the film as it was. So them being like, shit, like it's really him, we got to do something, and we got to take these things also from him. Like that's what I was getting the general idea of. But I was thinking too, like, I don't think he has the capabilities to realistically do something along these lines. And the only other person outside of Haruhi, which they kept saying wasn't her who did it, it has to end up being Yuki. And then the prolonged looks towards her of sadness and everything that they were having into the actual reveal that we get to see with her, especially the long developments that we get to see in multiple moments. she had the most highlight, I would say, out of all the characters. So it makes enough sense that that's like the decision that they ended up making here. And like I said, super sad, just having to like rip that fully away. And likely, I think like where they show it at the end, her having this memory almost still of that and remembrance that this occurred makes it so much more impactful, or like depressing that that is the case, but at the same time impactful that Kyun was willing to make these declarations that he was about like literally throwing a fit and causing Haruhi to like go out of her way and change fucking any and everything that she can, just because it goes against fully what they want and them wanting to see her happy and like live out in this world that they're kind of in on this card timeline, which I think is fun. So I'm very happy that we were able to get that, and we get some like sort of good thing for her come at the end, because if not, it's just like sad. She gets almost nothing. She tries to do something, gets shut down completely, and then has to just resort back to being who she was and everything that she was before. Not a great thing, especially after getting the acknowledgement of the world that she was trying to have for herself. It definitely sucks. I think my general timeline confusion that I was having, or I guess still even am having, stems from the notes multiple times from Kyon, like at the end being like, we have to go back and change this, or we have to go back and fix it still. Not fully, I guess, grasping or understanding that. So like my general idea of what that end sequence almost was he's getting, after he gets stabbed and he's bleeding out, basically it's like he failed and he's not capable of doing the things that they set out to do here. So you fully would expect that to either reset them at a certain point, or things would kind of just end there, or he would just take a hold of the version solely that was in the other line, the bad one, the one that we don't want to be a part of, the one without the supernatural and all that other. But instead, we get to see two Asahinas kind of leaning over him and crying, which to my general assumption of that would be, I guess, two different things I'm thinking. The first one I was thinking was we have the current one that he was traveling alongside there with, who's crying about, him bleeding out right in front of her. The other would be, Mikuru reacted exactly how you expected her to when you fell down and you hit your head. Her sitting over you crying, and it's like different timelines of moments there blending between each other. But I guess another thing could also be because we get a figure of Kyon basically walking back over and being like, I got to correct these mistakes and I can't, let these things happen the way they are, could potentially be from that other version of, or the other line that's kind of happening at the same time, where him and Asahina also kind of team up and become one together there, that they end up connecting and coming here at this time and being able to try and like put a stop to and correct this, although everything's like falling apart and messing up at the same time. So there's two versions of her, because either of them sees him sitting there bleeding out or gonna feel a type of way. So that version from like the other line comes to those kind of terms and really solidifies like, yes, this is the life that I want to live, even though he's the one present within the bad line, to be able to shoot Yuki and be able to reset things for the way they are. So now if that's all correct in the way that it is, the reason that we would have to go back is where I'm at a loss almost for. The only thing I can think of is because you have people in other like coexisting lines, like Hyun himself getting, stabbed and dying in the situation, and everybody being like emotional wrecks and whatever else it is. And these are things that just like can't become kind of erased fully. So if that is what's actually occurring, then maybe it's like we have to go and like reset all this and do it again, but just do it a little bit more clean or proper to avoid all this from occurring to begin with, but also again, and leaving any lasting memories or like open holes almost into this other line if something were to occur and things were to get kind of blended or shifted once again. Hopefully I conveyed the things on my mind here and made that make enough sense for where it was. I think to keep my mind straight a little bit too, I want to go back through the movie a little bit. I love the first person wake up sequences. They made me feel crazy Endless 8, which is where I still thought that we were going to end up going with some of this for some reason, especially with like the same consistent rolling him over and the sister coming in. I'm glad we got so much extra of her throughout this. I'm gonna need somebody to drop the compilation of her coming to wake him up. I'm sure there's a brain rot one of that. It's just a normal day. This is what I mean about everything being lively. There's so many people in the hall. They're greeting people, having their own conversations. He's walking kind of between them. It's not as empty or like void of this as I think they typically were having throughout the series. This girl who walks through looks just like Mirai to me. from Beyond the Boundary. I know it wasn't the same thing at like the same time and whatever else was going on, but every time they show her, I can't help but think that she's got the red glasses, she's got the hair, like it all feels so similar. My boy's got a date, good for him. We greet everybody, and it's time for Christmas. A fun, real pull-out shot here. Expand everything, get to see it. Super cool. I really like that a lot. I wish more places would do this, like just demonstrate or display the entire town, so you can get like a kind of idea of like where people are, where they live, or something along those lines. But you get to see it all, and like the layout for it, you have an idea of like how much they walk. I really like this as well, using the normal music that we expect, but also setting up all the characters walking into the room without actually having to like make a big deal out of it or have these conversations, because you can kind of form those sort of assumptions already for yourself. And so we're having a Christmas party. I'm pissed we didn't get to see this. This would have been the coolest shit ever. I think it would have been so fun getting to see them dressed up in their costumes and everything. Let me know, is this part of the novel at any point? Do they tell stories or something regarding that? Do we get to see that at any point? I would love to hear about it. Unless I guess they ever make another season or something, and then we'd be able to see it, but I don't know. I don't know if any of that's happening, let's be honest. it's been a little bit. I don't really know. And the party continues. I like just throwing the hat on Yuki. And this got my hopes up so much for something that we didn't get. That cool. Of course, I have to bring up the mental state and what's going on there, because you got to prep us for what is to come. More setup the next day for the things that are to come with the party that we don't get to see. These things will be a lot more fun. She's so expressive. I love the energy throughout. We go to a family mart to pick up some stuff. Morning of the 18th, when everything goes completely wrong here. I like the way that he like prefaced it all by being like, that was just a prologue, by the way. We just had to establish the scene, and now shit's about to get weird. And everything's just completely off. I wonder if somebody can explain the illness stuff. That doesn't make too much sense to me, like why the world would be in the way that it is. Like, is Haruhi herself ridding people of this, like bringing enough light to the world, shining it on everybody? I don't know. I don't know about all that. But it's all great until a fucking certain somebody decides that she wants to show up. Nobody remembering Haruhi either. It's a big moment for him. I like his aggression that he has all the way throughout too. Like a lot of the different sequences that we get where he's angry and he's not afraid to like approach and like get hands on with people and like start yelling and freaking out because of it. I think it demonstrates like a really real side of what's going on and the way that he's feeling, outside of just making him like break down to his own. A type of person who's like very cautious about what he does and how he approaches things usually. So different. And then, right, yeah, let's just make Asakura come back, because why not? Which, timeline-wise, makes perfect sense, because if we're living in a space where the impacts of Haruhi and the supernatural don't actually occur or exist, she would still be here, because she would no longer be the being that ended up having to have this fight with Yuki and get sent away. So it makes sense for her to be here. But I knew from the moment we saw her, she was going to cause some bullshit to happen. And of course, we got at the end of her just being so happy to just dig knives into people for no reason. For no reason. So, sure, he was trying to put a stop to the happiness that Yuki was going to have. Sure. But like at the same time, what the, like, come on, just let it happen. You don't even understand the whole picture. You're just sticking up to her, up for her for no reason. You're so happy just to go and stab someone. Like, what did he even do? I guess he was pointing the gun. I guess that's enough reason, enough cause to go after them. I don't know. Something about her. I was just getting mad every time I saw her. And this is when it all sets in. We panic completely. This was a super cool shot. We kept like tilting the camera and slightly like angling it and go back, and then he was like a few seconds behind almost with it. So then by the time it after it's done with its movement that it does, he then begins to follow that sort of pattern alongside it. And look who we end up running into that don't remember you at all. But of course you get a little too handsy, a little too aggressive. Someone's got to step in. Think you've got the wrong person. He just starts shouting shit like, but it makes sense because at this point you're grasping, right, at anything that you can to try and find that connection to make them like remember or just understand what's occurring. And you're not logically like putting it through your own brain of like, yeah, that's actually what's occurring. Like, who the fuck knows? And look who's here. And I love this moment. Like my first time getting to see someone like this, and it makes you be like, oh shit, they're actually going to be around and be in different places, and they exist in these places. Like, I felt that with Asahino, but she was always kind of there. I never really thought of that in regards to Yuki or like Koizumi or any of them. So being able to get that is cool. Once again, his just anger and aggression of just what the fuck is going on. When he has to use the computer, what does she go on here and wipe out? I'm curious. Or like, does she check? I am not certain. Wants him to join the club. And this is so sweet. This is the first start of like, okay, we can have a normal sort of life going on here, trying to get somebody involved, but as shy as she is, struggling to be able to do that. We gotta have a talk with the cat. And I like the little sort of subtle hints, like all these things that shouldn't be here still exist, even though her influence is kind of gone. So how did they all approach, and like where did they come from? It's like you don't rewrite any and everything that she had a hand in. You just wipe her own like existence from that. So whether like if she's the one who brought the cat, for example, in your mind it would just probably replace with somebody else doing it, or it would just be kind of blurred and be like, I can't really remember, and it would be left at that. You can't really add too much more to it. And it makes it a little bit easier of a way too to just tell this without having to like go back and rewrite history fully in itself. I think you should go to the hospital. Yeah, fucking probably. We go through everything to the point that he then finds his clue. And I really like these things where there's like different steps. It's here's your little hint, and then go out of your way and obtain everything that you need until you get to the point that you need. And then arrive at the location needed and you'll be good. Like I like that. Or you'll be able to at least begin it, which I like that a lot. It applied a little bit of like a mystery element to where you're headed with it too, like a riddle with it, which is fun. And it gives enough direction for our characters subtly too, to not have to like fully explain it, but put enough faith and trust, which is what Yuki actually does here, in other people to accomplish and do what they need to. Like even in defeat, even in I want to change everything for myself and I want to give myself an opportunity or a chance here, it's still providing an out for everybody else to live out that life that they need to and just continue the things the way that they are. Goes to lengths to show off her type of person she is. A little bit different. There's some stuff going on here. We got a TV. Still nothing in the other room, though. Remembering a library story here. Slightly different, though. Look who decides to show up. This should have been hints, dude. This was going to be bad. I was already mad, actually, at this point that she was here. Yuki reaching out. You know how sad that must be? She comes out of here with 3 bowls, excited, and then you're trying to leave. Gotta come back and hang out. I'll see you in the club room. First time we really get to see that smile out of it from her. And then look what we get. Of course I fucking remember her. Holy shit, that just snaps him in place. So we gotta come to meet at some point. Look who we found. I've seen this, like a gif of this, and I've never once applied it to the fact that it was Haruhi. I have never once done that in my life. And I've seen it, like, not just once, like, often. I don't know exactly what it is. There's a video I watch. It's of a song on YouTube. I can't remember what it is. If I ever find it, I will try and come back here and comment it. But there's something in it that uses this gif, and I can't remember. So I've seen it a handful of times before. Take that first step. You know that feeling if somebody just, like, somebody comes up to you and they know your name and you're like, who the fuck are you? But you don't want to be, like, rude and be like, who are you? And you're trying to just remember and go along with it. Does that ever happen? That happens to me sometimes. And I hate that. I hate that so much. You don't want to be like a dick for not remembering. But he knows everybody and he tries his hardest. He spits out everything he can. Bring back John Smith, because of course. And I like how much he just explodes to be like, holy fuck, she's so excited about what's going on here. Look at her. Look at the smile. I love it. So my understanding is it's more of B here. Like I remember I said that I was a little confused by it. So we set off our task, and this was so fun, just being able to get everybody together and work on some sort of plan to get on it. It's like the good old days, but it's slightly different, you know, pulling everybody out, and look where we are, and the computer clicks right on. All right, Requirements have been met. It's time to go. So now having to really question which life you want to live between the two. Do you want to go in? Do you want to take an opportunity here? Or just let it continue? You could rebuild it all, right? You could just rebuild it for what it was. It won't have that same sort of spark, but it'll have its own sort of flavor to it. But it's not the same. It's not what you want. It's not what you need. So he has to make this choice instead. It's a really fun way to approach it. And especially later too, after coming to those terms and figuring out like somebody being opposed to you and being the one who created it and wanted this, to then have to really double down on that and confirm that this is truly what you're feeling and what you want. Sick. World we're in. So we got to track down everybody from the things that are occurring 3 years ago. Oh, I wish that was me. Just watch it on running into the other one. Such a fun way to do it and be like everything was calculated and timed, especially with Asahina up to this point. And all this occurs. And we didn't get to see any of it from before. Super fun. And once again, right? What do they say here? We need your help. And the goddess should be able to handle everything, right? She's the one who can. So once again, we're putting all of the burden onto her. Sucks. Sucks completely. Of course she gets rejected, because of course there's somebody who went in and is able to counter that. Like, how are you going to counter yourself? Her doing this is fucking insane to me. Yeah, let's just form anything out of our hands. Who's the one that we have to go after? And everybody recognizes it and realizes what they're stripping from their friend or the person that they're supposed to care about. Sucks. Look who we catch in the act. And everything just goes south from this point. Like, nothing to be expected here. Thought it was going to be simple. Like, we're going to have a heart-to-heart with her, unfortunately, and have to have this conversation and end things. But nope, look who decides to just say, fuck you completely, and just sprint in at some point here and stab you over it, and then puts him in this mindset. Everything about the sequences was so good. From the sitting in the chair with the two separate choices of where to go, from the talking to himself through the mirror and looking directly at the viewer too, and trying to make that decision of what to do, reflective of him talking to himself, but having this other version step on him. Like, it's all of it's so good. To being stuck here and waiting if he wants to advance anymore, and having this barrier in front of him to then have to insert the ticket or let it pop out. It was so fucking cool. This is one of the most standout sequences in the entire series that we've had. Everything about it was flawless. Come through and really confirm it. Ask as many times as you want. My answer is not going to change anymore. And finally being able to fully accept that. But you gotta get stabbed before that, brother. Just a fucking nightmare. Last minute before we can, somebody steps in. The Asahinas appear. I love this. The Makers appear. And here you are. We gotta save things a bit. So let's wake up. Let's talk about it. Super sweet of everybody to keep checking in on him. Haruhi to be next to him in the bed. Lovely. Her trying to squirm out of this is so dumb. And her hair being all a fucking mess and trying to lock it here. Look at her. Breaks down instantly, of course. So, conversation with Yuki to be had. Reassurance that things are going to be fine. Apologies, too, for stripping it fully from you. But understanding where she was coming from with it. All I did was preserve that, which is insane. Gave an escape for everybody. Put everything that you want aside. As the snow falls, the perfect moment here. Such a strong declaration that we get out of it. Super beautiful. Even if we have to flip the entire universe on its side, we'll get you back. Just showing how important it is, and the fact that even though she has to handle and deal with all this stuff, she still found a place of belonging or somewhere that she's valued for it, and recognition too that maybe we don't have to overuse you in a certain way and can let you live your life a little bit more normal. Prepping, and it's time as we take that step forward. It's time to party for Christmas. Depressing ass song to end this off here. And a little bit look of Yuki, who I can't help but think puts on a little smile over her face here, covering herself while doing so. So we close the chapter on the disappearance, and we close the chapter on Haruhi for now, at least, unless we ever get more. I don't know if there's much more to say. There's probably plenty of things weighing on my mind that I would like to talk about in regards to the series, but I've been sitting here for like 4+ hours, 4.5 hours. This is a lot for me. I'm gonna cut it here. Talked about the things I think I really needed to get off, and I'll comment some stuff if anything else comes to mind, or I'll respond to your comments, and hopefully you can provide some more context or thoughts and feelings towards a lot of the situations. Really cool. Lots of twists and ways throughout. Really unique in different aspects. Yuki, the MVP, for being the person that she is, and appreciate that everybody else was able to play their part and help. And also, Haruhi's kind of an MVP in her own right, because she really brings the color and life into everything that we get to experience here. So really, really awesome stuff there. Like I said, thank you very much for joining all the way throughout Haruhi and throughout this movie. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast going through it, even in the rough times of us taking like 15 weeks to get through Endless 8 and everything else. We powered through and we made it harder on ourselves for whatever reason. So it's okay though. It's okay. Lots of memorable moments to, of course, always recall here. There's that side story that, like I said before, this is KyoAni slot, so we're not going to watch it because it's not KyoAni, but at some point maybe we get around to it if there's ever more Haruhi stuff that isn't done by KyoAni. We'll get around to it, or if we have nothing left in the KyoAni slot, potentially add that. Dragon Maid movie reaction coming to Patreon, on Patreon now. If you're seeing this on YouTube, check that out now. As well as maybe a poll or something. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to be able to replace this weekly with. Bear with me till I figure out exactly what that is. We got like 3 or 4 options, so I'm working between it, trying to figure out what I think will be best or what I want to see the most. That's probably going to be it for me, though. Once again, thank you. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other stuff on the channel. Leave any comments about this movie, this series, any of the episodes, anything else that you want to see at some point in the future, whether it's in the KyoAni slot or it's in another section. Just let me know. Thank you once again. I have been Grizz. This has been Haruhi. This has been also the Disappearance of Haruhi. Till the next time, hopefully see you there. Peace.